guys, welcome back. I'm going to do that same swipe in the yellow and grey and white with the teal swipe, but instead of swiping from the middle down and the middle up, I'm going to do what I said in the last video and just put the swipe colour at the top and then swipe down, just so that you can see what the difference is. So I've got my little sheet of plastic. Now, just go to your stationery store and just have a little feel of the different plastics. Like this is just, you know how you get those coloured page dividers? I just cut the holes off. So, but just have a little feel of different plastics. Maybe buy a few different thicknesses and see what you like. It needs to be thick enough that it will swipe nicely, but not too thick that when you do that, like it leaves an indent. You just want to be able to lay it down gently on your swipe colour and pull back. Now, if it's got points on it like that, I don't like that because it tends to like maybe dig in and then you'll get a line. So just with your pair of scissors, just carefully round it like that. That's all you need to do. Just take the little pointy end off. And it just gives you a better result when you don't have anything digging in. Look at that. Little points. Throw them out. So yeah, that's all I do. But yeah, it's just play around with different thicknesses of plastic and see which effect you like. These little paint chip cards from the hardware store are really good too, because they're good for swiping little edges that you've missed. You can tear them in half if you've just like missed a little bit in the middle. You can just swipe over that. So they're very handy as well. I've got my paper towel ready so that I can clean my piece of plastic on. And another reason these are great is because you can just wash them and reuse them. I mean, you can use paper towel if you want. You can use damp paper towel. I haven't done a lot in that, but maybe I could revisit that and just see the effect of a damp paper towel. I think you get more of a, I think it's heavier because it's wet. It sort of drags in more, takes off more of the top layer. But I may revisit that again because it's been ages since I've done one of those. So we shall see. I do like experimenting. Pouring medium, 60% glue. This is Elmer's Glue All. Just, you can use whatever white craft paint you've got. 40% water, and then this is mixed 1.5 parts pouring medium to 1 part paint. When I'm doing my flip cups, I like it thicker, so it's 1 to 1. Swipes, it needs to be thinner because you're not stretching your cells. You know when you do your flip cup pours, then you pick up and you tilt your canvas and it stretches the cells. We're not doing that with this. So to have bigger cells, your mix has to be thinner. Got it? Got it. So it has to be thinner. That way, once you've done your swipe, your torch, your cells come up and they're a nice size. If your mix is too thin, they're going to come up and they're going to be tiny little tinsy-wincy cells. And you don't want to stretch those because they'll go all out of shape. Right, treadmill silicone. Maybe I should revisit my dimethicone on a swipe. It's been, oh gee, 3 years since I've done that. Because I've been playing with the dimethicone lately. And I do like it. Makes bigger cells because it's so thick. So I may revisit that as well. So lots of things coming up. So make sure you hit the little notification bell for my YouTube channel so that you will be notified when I put up a new video. As I'm in isolation at the moment, I haven't worked for 5 weeks. I'm trying to sort of put up 2 videos a day. Trying to. You know, trying to supplement my income a little bit because I lost my income for the last 5 weeks. So, you know, you get a little bit of money from a YouTube video, not a lot, but it all helps. It's better than me sitting around drinking coffee, eating chocolate and watching movies all day, isn't it? At least I'm keeping busy and I'm talking to you guys. So that's what my plan is. Now, I've still got this left over from the previous swipe. So it was 2 parts pouring medium to 1 part paint. These are all the Mont Marte paints. That's the teal I made up myself. It's just phthalo blue and green, 50-50. The grey, well, it's just a mixture of black and white. Naples yellow I made. I would have to look back on my records and see how I made that. It's actually almost empty. What I'm going to do is, rather than make a full video of how to mix paints, I'm going to wait till I actually need to make some paint like that. I'll video it. And then maybe in a few days, you know, I'll need to make some coastal turquoise, and then I will video that, and then I'll splice all the videos together, because it's a lot of work for me to just mix up colours when I don't need them, and then I've got nothing to put them in. So, and I know you guys want to see me mixing colours, so I thought that's what I would do. Does that sound like a good plan? Yeah? I thought so. So it'll take me a little while, but I will get around to doing all the colours. Now, which way was, I don't even know. They're that dirty now, these gloves. I've done so many pours with them, but they're still okay. Put them on again. Rightio, I've got my oil in, I've stirred it. Haven't got any oil in the swipe colour. This is a 30 by 40 centimetre canvas. I've just got my big push pins underneath. Those lines there are just so that when I do pick up my canvas to tilt it, I know where to put it again so that you guys can see it in frame. Right, leave that and let's get to it. Just pour some colour on. Haven't used all of that. I'm going to pour some here. By me doing this, the colours are actually mixing in with each other. So that grey has gone into the yellow, and vice versa. So it just gives you a pretty cell colour. Now the rest of the white I'm going to use for my edges. So now I'll put some more yellow on. So that'll go over the top of the white again. Doesn't matter where you put it. You can do ziggy-zaggies, you can do stripes, whatever you like, whatever takes your fancy, whatever floats your boat. Hey, I do it all different ways. Doesn't matter really, because you're going to tilt anyway. You're going to cover the whole canvas. So as long as you get the paint down there, it doesn't matter what sort of design you do. But yeah, I do like it to try and overlap a little bit. So that's why I sort of, even if you do stripies, you sort of go, put your stripes over your other stripes. So put some grey into that there. I added a little blob of, tiny little blob of black to this grey, about the size of a thumbnail. Just because I thought the grey in the last one was just a little bit pale. Okay, now my white, I'm going to pour it over the sides there, because I don't want to lose too much paint, but I do need my edges covered. And rather than pour colour off, I'd rather pour the white off. Make sure my corners are done. Okay, so that's all the paint out. So I had 90 grams of pouring medium, which is 3 ounces, 60 grams of paint, which is 2 ounces, it's 5 ounces, 150 grams by 3 is 450 grams, so 450 grams of mixed paint. What was that? 3, 4, 5, 15 ounces. Oh, I'm trying to do it in both for you. 15 ounces. All right, just tip enough now to go over all your sides, all over your edges. Make sure you've gone over, and as soon as it goes over, then that's enough. You don't have to tip any more off. Just make sure that you've gone over everything, hey? Okay. I've got quite a bit of grey there, grey blobby bit. Let's just take a little bit more of that grey off. Okay, and then back to the middle. What are you? What are you? And why are you in my painting? Just don't want to have too much paint left on here, that's all. Otherwise it can cause problems. There we go. It comes down to practice. You just have to practice how much paint to leave on. Okay. So the last painting, if you saw my video, you would have noticed I poured the swipe colour down the middle, and I swiped up and I swiped down, and you sort of get that reflection look. This one I'm just going to swipe from the top down, and depending on how much paint I've still got at the top there, as in swipe colour, then I'll decide whether I want to tilt to get some of that off. It just depends what you like the look of. If you like having that darker section at the top and then it sort of gradually gets thinner and thinner and thinner, then great. But if you don't like that dark section, and I'll show you in a minute, you can actually tip some of it off and then torch. So I'll pour that on. Actually, I might zoom you in a little bit now so that you get a closer look. Now that I've finished tilting the canvas around, because I'm not really going to move the canvas again now. Oops, is that too close? Whoa, don't get car sick. Me moving you too much. All right, that'll do. I'll make sure I'm focused, hey? I'd hate for you to be out of focus. Paranoid about that now, because I did a couple of videos that were blurry because I wasn't focusing properly. Okay, so just pour, oh, I don't know, ½ an inch just across the top. About 1 centimetre. And it's okay for it to fall over the back. So you've got that whole back there is one colour now. So I'm going to get my paper towel down, get my bit of plastic. This is the fun part. Don't hold your plastic on the side there, it'll make it curl like that. Just hold it on the bottom. Make sure one foot's behind the other so that when you get down here you're not going to fall over backwards. Now don't touch the plastic on the very, very edge of the canvas because it'll make it bald. So just leave a little tiny bit of paint. Yeah, otherwise you'll end up with a bald spot. It's hard to see. Just touching that teal colour. Slowly bring it towards you, not applying any pressure, you're just dragging it towards you. Okay, so we'll clean that off. Fold that over. I can probably get away with not using my second piece. Look at that. Oh no, it's dirty. Got to make sure it's clean. Clean, clean, clean. Otherwise, if it's got paint on there and then you put that back in there, you're going to end up with yellow on the top. But I think what I'll do is, just to show you the difference, is I will tilt and get some of that teal colour off. Right, now your next one you want to overlap just a touch. Otherwise, if you don't, that yellow and the grey will get kind of pushed up into it and it'll make like a little ridge. So overlap it a little bit. And off you go. I'm still making a bit of a ridge there where it's joined, but can't be helped because there's more paint on this side than there is on that side, you see, because you've already swiped some of it off. So this side's a little bit thicker. Righto. So what we'll do now, before, it's a pity we've got cells, I'm just going to have to do it real quick, is just tilt some of this teal off. And yeah, it's a pity there that you've already got cells because it's sort of gone a little bit wonky. Probably shouldn't have gone side to side. I should have just gone straight up and down. All right, let's see what happens when we torch. Still going to get really pretty cells come up. Still going to have a really pretty background. Just got a couple of big cells there that are gone a bit wonky because I've stretched them. I do try not to get cells up straight away, but can't always be helped, eh? Yeah, those big ones, they do bother me. They bother me. What I'm going to do, I'm going to put a little bit more teal down. I'm going to use the other side. Hopefully I've got enough. And I'll swipe again. Just don't think I've got enough teal. Let that fall over the back a little bit. Okay. See, normally when I do this, I don't tilt side to side. I just go straight down. But for some reason, I tilted side to side. I think because there was more paint in the middle and it wasn't like going straight. So that's what I did. Oh, where's my paper towel? I mean, that's still pretty. It's just I've lost too much of my green, my teal. And that's really what I liked about the pot, was having the teal. Okay, let's go again. Just over the top. Now, I didn't put as much teal down that time, see? I'm going to go fast. Oh, there's already cells coming up. Probably won't be able to tilt. Paper towel was in the way. Went a bit wonky there. Now this is where you can do this, but it'll make another kind of like a little indentation, a little line. Oh, I missed it. I was going so gently that I missed it. Here we go. All right, I'm going to leave it like that. I mean, this is still quite thick up here. Let me get this edge here. I've missed the edge. These cards are great for doing edges like that. Don't worry about your sides. Your sides are going to be, they're never going to be as pretty as the top. That's just how it is with swipes. And I think people they worry too much about their sides looking messy, but it's just how it is. So don't stress about it too much, guys. It's just how swipes are. If you're really bothered about your sides, once it's dried, you can, what did I do there? I missed that again. Once it's dried, you can, if you want to, paint your sides in a corresponding colour, but otherwise just leave them. There we go. Obsessing over her sides. Okay, let's get this mess cleaned up a little bit, and we'll come in for the torch, hey? So this has got more teal at the top there. You know, it's thicker. How I said it looks thicker and then it gets thinner and thinner. That's fine. I think the first time where I said put down, you know, ½ an inch or so, it was too much. Tiny little bit across there. Otherwise, you're dragging too much across. Just trial and error. That little bit of grey there. These things do tend to bother me sometimes, but oh, look, the only thing you can do, if you're very particular about it, like I am with that streak of grey, is you can put a little bit more paint there, and you know, you can swipe again. I just have to make sure I clear that cell though. Take him away. So I did touch that a little bit too close there. Oh, look, I won't fuss. Look, now I'm just fussing, aren't I? Oh, see, it made it worse. Don't fuss. Don't fuss. Where'd I put my torch? Hopefully there's not too much thick teal up there and I can get some cells popping up. Nice and high, small circles, round and round. Yeah, but generally I don't get a lot of cells up in that thick area up there. Just because it's, you know, it's thick and the oil has trouble coming up through that thicker paint there. And don't get too close or go over it too much because you'll just burn it. Right, how's that for contrast? Now, where I've swiped here again, because I swiped once, tilted paint off, swiped again, and then I've swiped a third time with that little card. So up here, where those cells are quite small, there's not much paint left on the surface there. That's why they've done that, because there's not much paint left. So they come up and there's not the paint for them to spread out. So that's what I mean about if you tip too much paint off, you're not going to get very big cells. So that's a prime example right there. See? Whoops, too much. Too much. So I think that will do. Just a little sprinkling of cells. I guess if you wanted to, if you are artistic, this would be your grass area, and you may actually maybe draw in, I don't know, should I do it? Draw in, like pull down from one of these cells, like a little stem like that. Just to sort of ground everything. What do you think? You like that, or has that ruined it now? You can just play around, you know. Might as well finish it now that I've done that to those ones. But just kind of grounds it. Maybe you could have them as little flowers, you know. Have some at different heights. Take that one from there. Don't like that one because that's like a double one because it's got a cell in it. So let's just get rid of that. There we go. That's better. What do you think? Do you like that? It's just a bit different, isn't it? Just have a play with it. You know, it's the darker area there. You don't have to, by all means, you don't have to do that. I just thought, what can I do with it? Because it looks, you know, it's got a little bit of a darker area there at the top. I would have preferred, I guess, to tilt it off. But I just didn't have enough paint left on the canvas to tilt again. But if you are going to do it, you know, swipe quickly, maybe just with one big sheet, tilt straight away before your cells come up. Because the only problem I had, the reason why I swiped again was because I had those big blobby cells that I got, and also I tilted off to the side, so I shouldn't have done that. Now, this area here where it's got these little blobby bits, that kind of bothers me. So I'm just going to bring one of these little dots down like that. That's better. And then, because you're quite high, I think I'll bring you down as well. Like so. There we go. And you can come down too. You can do some thicker, some thinner, whatever you like. Actually, I can't get my gloves off. What you could do, you know, if you wanted to, and this little blob here is a little bit small, so let's just put a tiny little bit of yellow there, like that, because it kind of looks like a cell, and then bring it down. There we go. What do you think? Am I getting all creative, or is it just too much and I should have left it alone? Anyway, you guys can decide what you want to do when it's, you know, you do your painting, whether or not you want to put those little extra bits in, or whether you just want to leave it alone. That kind of looks like a, I don't know, they're sort of grounded, you know, to the bottom there. Maybe things are growing out of the bottom. So there's that one. The other one is that I just did. I'm not going to get it out because it's under here and it's drying, but there it is. I think I prefer that one because this one's got a little bit more kind of muddied and blended with all my swiping and tilting. It's got a lot more grey come through, but then it's got more of a teal background. So I mean, it's still pretty, they're just different, hey. So anyway, I just wanted to show you the difference between swiping in the middle up and down, or just swiping from the top down. So there we go, really pretty cells again. Not as bright as the previous painting. Background's really pretty. Much more grey coming through this one, because I've, you know, swiped, tilted, swiped again. If I hadn't have tilted all that paint off, it would have stayed a little bit brighter. Anyway, I hope you like it. Hope that was of interest to you. Hope you learnt something. It's the most important thing. If you've learnt something, you can take away and do on your own paintings. Righto. I'll leave it at that. Let me know what you think of it. I don't mind if you think, you know, yeah, it was better before you ruined it with those little, what are they called, the little stripy things down the bottom there. Let me know. Then I know not to do it again, hey? All right. Thanks again for watching, you guys. I'm going to go and put my feet up, have a coffee. Oh my gosh, it's 1:45 already. I haven't even had lunch. I've never had morning tea. I'll have a coffee and a biscuit. All right. Love you all. See you real soon. Bye for now.